What up, it's Nick, and today I'm going to show you some sound design tips with the reverb inside a Bitwig Studio. Pretty cool.
Choose your own path.
3 different sounds with the reverb in 3 different ways, and it's pretty cool. I really like the sound that I got, and I'll show you the sound when we begin. Probably right now, but before that, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you like it, and yeah, comment down below, tell me what you think. So let's get right into it. Let's go. I picked random sounds, just random sound. I'm going to play the sound that I made all together. It's these 3 individual sounds from these 3 individual sounds. So I made this whole thing together. I layered it and I made it sound a little good. A little bit of no effects actually on any of these. I just turned down the volume of number 2 because it was super loud. But this is what I got. It's really mysterious, impacty sound. I'm really into alien movie sounds. I don't know why I've been like that recently, but that's just what my brain wants to make. So I'll press play. Really cool, really awesome, and I'm going to show you how I made these sounds. Alright, so the first one is number 1. So what I did was I took this kick drum. It's nothing special, it's just a normal kick. That's it. I put compressor at the end of the chain because it was really loud and I needed it to be compressed. So that's why that compressor's on. I just threw a compressor on, didn't mess with anything, just wanted it to be at 0 because it kept clipping really bad and was really staticky. It was because of the distortion on the reverb. There's no limit. You can do whatever you want. It's a reverb. Like, I made a video talking about the reverb. It's probably up above me somewhere. You can go check that out whenever you want. What I did with this reverb is I left everything the same. I turned the build up down a little, I think up a little bit. I forget where it was at. I turned the mix down a lot because I kept getting this ongoing drone sound, and it kept going and going and going, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because the way I made this sound is I kind of automated it on my own. I actually pressed record and then I went up and down like this with the mouse. Pretty much. It's pretty cool. So the effects, I always put the effects in the tank effects. I got transient control, an amp, and then ROM. You can use anything. You could use a different distortion, you could use a different transient shaper, or a different ROM. The only reason I use these is because they sounded good at the time, and you're always going to get, I guess, different results. You're not always going to get the same result. So that's what I like about it. I like making this cool, interesting sounds, recording it, saving it, and then moving on. I don't want to stick here for an hour messing with the sound. But anyways, I'll play the sound. I gotta turn that down because it'll go on forever and ever. It's because there's a reverb on the tank effects. And yeah, so if we go up all the way to the 31 seconds. And if you just keep going down and up, you'll get like this nice feel. And that's how I created that sound. That's what I did to create this sound. I just went up and down. I kept going up and down. And you can hear a little bit of distortion at the beginning. I intended to do that because I wanted it to be kind of raspy. I might add a little bit more distortion on the actual sound itself and then render all 3 of these into one sound. So the second sound, that's what I did with the first. Just a couple tips there. If you're going for really big, heavy, long, drony sounds, number 1 tip is if you put a reverb on your tank effects, make sure you do the reverb time very lightly or automate it, because if you don't, it will go on forever. That's a great tip for anybody. And don't do this unless you want to. I did this for I guess just results. I put the gain, the sustain gain on the transient control all the way up just to get that maximum sustain. In sound design, there are no rules. You can do anything you want. I think that's why I really like doing sound design because nobody can tell you not to do that certain thing. That's not wrong. Everything's right. And of course it sounds good, so I'm obviously doing something right. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. That's how that sound was made. So the second one, let's go to the second one. It is another kick, I believe. Yep, a little clicky. Nothing special at all. It sounds like crap, actually. I wouldn't even use that in a song. So let's open this up, turn this on. We have the same setup pretty much. I pretty much just copied what this one was, and then I changed a couple effects. I actually have dirt and ROM on this in the tank effects. I didn't add the transient shaper or whatever else I had on the first one. So let's give it a listen with just this sound. And I'll turn this up to about 4 seconds. Let's do 4 seconds. It saved my automation when I was automating it earlier. Because if you record something in and you press this little W, it will write the automation in when you record it. So it will record the automation automatically. And that's pretty cool. I really like that feature inside of Bitwig if you are automating it. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes I'll just try to listen to something. I'll move some knobs and stuff, and then I'll go back and I'll forget I actually had this little arranger automation thing on. And I'll be like, why is it doing it? And then I have to go over here and click delete automation. But yeah, you heard the sound. Sounds cool, dirty. It has that ROM on it. That's my favorite reverb ROM, hands down. So we'll press play again and I'll mess with it a little bit more. So solo this. It's probably really, really loud for you guys. That sounds really, really cool, really eerie, nasty sounding. This was the final result right here. Really nice sounding. And then the last one for this is I forget what the sound was. What is this sound? Oh, this is like a, it's not the snare, it's the side of the snare. Forget what it's called. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't really know what it is. But anyways, I wanted to get an initial impact, so what I did was, I did a lot actually, I added Valhalla onto this in flanger because I wanted to get like this nasty, I guess, robotic-y sounding, and I added bit 8 to add distortion. I don't have more distortion. That's the only distortion we're getting is this bit 8. And then I put a delay because it'll go on. Because if you hear the final result, you can lightly hear the delay keep going and going and going. And I wanted something to move throughout the whole sound while everything was coming together. You can barely hear it, but it gives that little, I guess, ear candy to make the sound all feel all together. So I'll play it all rendered by itself, and it sounds like this. Sounds really good. You could probably have that by itself as an impact, like, and it's just breathing. It's like, gives it like this breathing effect, and it sounds really, really good. So let's play with this. See, it's still breathing because the feedback is all the way up on this delay. The only way to turn that off is to turn off the feedback, but we'll turn it all the way back up, and I'll mess around with this. Let's start at like 4. And we'll get some good tones out of this. it just goes on, and I was messing with a bunch of stuff, and it killed the sound itself. But that is really fun to mess with. This technique with the reverb on making sounds like this is amazing, because you can just put anything inside of this reverb with the tank effects, and it just makes it so nice. I like making stuff like this. But yeah, so let's play the sound all together. Well, those 3 sounds that I made, just using hits from drums and drumsticks or whatever, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, right there. That sounds really good. I really like that. I'm going to put a couple more effects on those and then render it, and probably put that in a sample pack somewhere. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, give me a like, subscribe. It's free. Helps the channel out. It really does. Anyways, yeah, comment down below telling me if these, I guess, tips, if they were tips. I don't know. I just thought that this was cool, that you could turn like little sounds into huge sounds using the reverb inside of Bitwig Studio. It's just amazing. And new music has been out. I just released a new song last week called The Path. Go check that out. All streaming platforms. You can check it out on YouTube too. And I have new music every month this year, so that's awesome. I've just been making a lot of music, and I will catch you guys later. New music, new videos, everything coming out. All right, see you guys later. Peace, bye.
Your choice is right.